it's Amber, and today I'm doing my, ooh, I just hit myself in the face, September wrap-up and October TBR. And as you can see, I've decorated for Halloween, so I'm very excited for today's video, and I also apologize if I sound slightly weird. I was just sick, so my voice probably sounds like slightly off. I had like a cold, and it was just not fun, and I had a fever, but luckily, that was at the beginning of the week, and now I usually film on the weekend, so I'm all good now. I have energy. I'm all ready to, like, make up for lost time and spur out my energy. Also, I apologize for the lighting because it might be slightly different than my other videos because, of course, I wake up today and it is downpouring outside of my house. So I was like, oh, yeah. Let's just get straight into my September wrap-up first. So September was a very transitional month, I guess you could say, because I went back to school and all that, so I did have a little smidgen of school reading, but I'm not going to mention that. So the first book that I finished this month is a very long-awaited book that I have been reading for a very long time, and I decided to just restart it and just finish it, and that book is Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I have been stuck in the middle of this book for the longest time, and I finally finished it. I've done with it. It was beautiful. Definitely my favorite one out of the series so far. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really loved the new characters. You guys know who I'm talking about, Cough Cough Rowan, who were introduced in this book, and I love the new themes and the new parts of the worlds, and it was just such a great addition to the series. More about the series to come a little later. And I'll discuss a little bit more of the videos I'm planning to do for it, so stay tuned for that. The last book I read in September was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. It was amazing, 5 out of 5 stars. If this is included in the books in the series, then this is definitely my favorite one. Air of Fire is my favorite book in like the series, but this is my favorite book in the world, if that makes any sense. I read this the fastest out of any of the Throne of Glass books so far, and I just really enjoyed seeing all the new characters that have been mentioned in the previous books, like Sam, guys. Sam murdered me, even though I knew it was going to happen, and Arabin, did not enjoy him, but you know, I'm doing a spoilery review of this book. I took notes while I read it, so I'll be discussing it, and once it's up, you guys can find it up there. It was just amazing, and I have so much to say about it, so I'm going to save that for the review. So that is it for my wrap-up for September. I am happy with it because of all the school stuff. I still managed to read a lot, and the books I read I really enjoyed. Also, I've been trying to finish Air of Fire for a while, and I've just kept getting distracted, and now I finally finished it, and I'm on to Queen of Shadows, and guys, Queen of Shadows is so good. And now onto my TBR for October. I wanted to read at least a few kind of spooky books for October. I'm kind of a chicken and I don't like spooky things, so I've kept my spooky books to like minimal spookiness. Like, they're not too scary, but they're like Halloween-y vibes. And I don't know about you guys, but I get really in the mood for fantasy books during the fall, and I actually made a whole video on books that I want to read over the fall time, and basically it's only fantasy books. If you guys are interested in that, I'll link it up there. The first book on my sort of spooky-ish, fantasy-ish October TBR is, as probably predicted before, Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I have already started this. I already have one tab, and I am thinking about kind of vlogging while I read it instead of doing a review, or in addition to, if you guys want both, but I feel like the vlog would kind of be enough of a review. It would definitely be spoilery, considering the fact that this is like the 4th book in the series. But if you guys want that, definitely let me know. I think I'm going to start vlogging my experience reading that. I did a Twitter poll and it was 100% votes were yes, so I think I'm going to do that for you guys. But I really am liking this so far, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series. I think Empire Storm's coming out just kind of hyped me up, and now I just need to read like everything in this series. But I just don't want to wait for the last book. Like, I haven't had to wait for any of these books yet. I was about to start another book, which I will mention like in like 2 seconds. And then I was having separation anxiety from Selena, so I was like, no, I have to go back. I have to read Throne of Glass. So now my obsession is real. So I was deciding between 2 books to start before I read Queen of Shadows and got distracted and was like, I need Selena. So one of the books that I was deciding between was The Witch Hunter by Virginia Bowicker. I've mentioned this book a lot in past videos because I'm really hyped up for it. I'll probably read it right after I finish. Queen of Shadows. This book seems like it's gonna be so good. I haven't heard too many people talking about it, but if you guys don't know, it's about a girl named Elizabeth, and she's a witch hunter, and she is about to kind of get killed for being accused of being a witch, which is very interesting. And then this wizard guy saves her and makes a deal with her that if she helps him break this curse that he has, then he will help her kind of not be accused of being a witch. And apparently there are pirates and ghosts and all this fun stuff in it, and I'm just so excited for this. It seems very fallish to me. I'm getting the fall vibes. Pretty sure it's just because of the colors on the cover, but nonetheless, I am so excited to read this, and I'm just real hyped up for it, and I have a feeling that I'm really going to love it. The other book that I was deciding between was one that is very hyped up and one that I know that I'm going to probably love most likely. I've heard amazing things about it. I've seen the characters on Tumblr and on Twitter and everywhere. I even took a quiz to see which one of them I am. That book is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. The second one just came out and they are gorgeous. The pages are just amazing. I just want every publishing company to do this with the pages and just make them all cool and beautiful, and oh my gosh. I'm just so excited to read this, not only because it is absolutely gorgeous, but because the characters seem amazing, the world seems amazing. I'm just so excited to read this, and I'm getting the real fall vibes from it. All I know about it is that it's about a heist and involves 6 characters, I'm pretty sure. It's set in the world of like the Grisha trilogy, but you can read it without having read that. I have the first one in that series, but I haven't read it yet. But I am so pumped for this, and I just feel like it's going to be just amazing, and I'm just really hyped up for it. The next book on my TBR was originally actually going to be on my TBR, and then I saw my friend Kate over at Kate's Book Date. She's doing a read-along with this with a bunch of other people, sort of like I think it's a readathon, read-along thing, and I decided that I would attempt to join it and at least read the first book. And I was already going to read it anyway, so this is perfect. And that is The Unbecoming of Maud Dyer. I just know that this is Halloween-y and that it's mysterious, it has an unreliable narrator, and it just seems like a lot of fun and perfect for the fall time and Halloween, and I'm super excited to read this and participate in this read-along, readathon. I will link all the information for that down below, so that you guys can check it out if you guys are interested in reading this book for October and the spooky Halloween times. The next book on my TBR is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I am very excited for this. It came out pretty recently, and I don't know too much about it. I just know that everyone has really loved it so far, and Victoria Schwab is a very, very popular author, and I have not read any of her books, so I'm really excited to get into this and hopefully read this October. And also it involves monsters, so that's perfect for Halloween. And the last and final book on my TBR I kind of added at the last minute because I've been wanting to read this for a few Octobers, like a couple of years, and I just have never gotten around to it, so hopefully I'll get around to it this October. And that book is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I have not read this. The movie just came out, so it's really like motivating me to read it, and it seems amazing. I don't know too much about it, but there are like really cool pictures in it. See, there are all these like really, really cool pictures and all that stuff in it, and it just seems like it's going to be very, very creepy from what I'm getting from all these images. I'm super excited to read this. So that is it for my September wrap-up and my massive October TBR. I'm probably not going to get to all these books in October, but who knows? Maybe I could. But I like to have options because I'm a very like mood reader. Like I was planning on reading The Witch Hunter after I finished Fire, and then I was like, no, I need Queen of Shadows, so you know, it's just depends on what I want to read at the moment. So let me know down below what you guys are planning on reading in October and what you guys finished in September. I would love to hear about that and see if we have any books in common. You guys can give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. You can also subscribe down below if you want to see more of my videos. I post every Monday and Thursday, and I will leave all of my social media down below so you guys can check me out on Instagram. I just post all these Bookstagram pictures and stuff like that, and Twitter, I just retweet Sam Hewen and talk about more books, and Goodreads, which obviously you guys know the drill for Goodreads, and that is about it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!